Good morning, students. Now we'll see bonding in alkenes before going to the chemical properties of the alkenes. I'd like to repeat here, carbon atomic number is 6 and its excited state electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1, 2px1y1 and 2pz1, all 2 only. And here electronic configuration, if you write in this, here is 1 electron, and like this all 1 electron are distributed here. That's why carbon forms only 4 bonds. It can form only 4 bonds because in its excited state only 4 electrons are distributed. Therefore, taking 1 electron from the other atoms, it will form only 4 bonds. Right. In alkenes, then how this bonding is takes place in alkenes? Let us see. See, if 1 s orbital and 2 p orbital combined in sp2 hybridization, then 1 electron, p electron is left over, and these three sp2 hybrid orbitals are formed, and these 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals will arrange like this in planar fashion. Right? These all are sp2 hybridized orbitals. These also sp2 hybridized orbitals. And for example, I can take, these all are sp2 hybridized in this. If I take ethene, we are writing this is the structure of ethene. This is the orbital structure I am comparing here. Okay. So in this, if I write one hydrogen combined with its electron, because my sp2, this one carbon, this is one carbon orbitals I have written, and this is another carbon, right? And those 2 carbons are these, right? Just you have to imagine these 2 carbons are I have represented like this orbital structure because they are sp2 hybridized, and there are 2 hydrogens which will donate 1 electron to form sigma bonds. Correct or not? This is 1 hydrogen and this is 1 hydrogen, and this is for 1 carbon atom. The same fashion, another carbon atom also will undergo sp2 hybridization by participating 3 orbitals. Right? This is that carbon. So in this again, 1 sp2 hybrid orbitals will combine to 1 electron. It will share 1 electron and carbon share 1 electron to form a sigma bond. Here also 1 hydrogen take 1 electron and carbons 1 electron, so forms a sigma bond here. Right? So sp2 sigma bond will be formed. Similarly, one more, two hydrogens are over for three sp2 hybrid orbitals. Then 1 sp2 hybrid orbital from each carbon is left over. So they combine here to form a sigma bond. Right? So 1 sigma bond is formed. So this may be my sigma bond, you can consider. Carbon, carbon, sigma bond, and CH, CH, sigma bonds. These are also sigma bonds. Now, there is unhybridized orbital. What is unhybrid orbital? This is my unhybridized p orbital is there. So, that I can represent here. Let me write a unhybridized orbital over here. See here, the difference between unhybridized orbitals and hybridized orbital is, hybridized orbitals have 1 lobe smaller and another lobe is bigger, but whereas unhybridized orbital will have almost similar lobe of the p orbitals. Look at, hybrid orbitals will have 1 smaller lobe and 1 bigger lobe, right? Unhybridized orbital will have all 2 bigger lobes, right? So here what happens, this unhybridized p orbital which is present here will undergo lateral overlapping. May I call this one lateral or sidewise overlapping? This sidewise overlapping of the unhybridized orbital will form a pi bond forming. I mean for ethene. Right? So this is the pi bond. So due to this sidewise overlapping, these electrons are loosely held than head-on overlapping of the hybrid orbitals which forming the sigma bond. That's why the sigma bond is stronger than the pi bond. right? So here is my pi bond formation of alkene. Let me recollect for your bonding in alkanes. Alkanes, same 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, y1 and z1 will be there. In this all hybrid, all orbitals undergo hybridization to form 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, and all 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals were arranged in tetrahedral manner. See, this is one carbon. Let me take this one as ethane, right? 1, 2 and 3, and similarly for this 1, 2 and 3. And here also this hybrid orbital have 1 electron and hydrogen 1 electron. Hybrid orbital 1 electron and hydrogen 1 electron. So they combine to form all sigma bonds only. There is no pi bond here. So this is also lateral head-on overlapping. This is also sigma bond. This is carbon-carbon sigma bond. Right. This is CH-CH sigma bond. So there is no unhybridized orbital. Therefore here also no unhybrid orbital. All 4 bonds are there. So to this carbon, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4. And to this carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. So all 4 for the 1 tetravalency satisfied. Therefore no pi bond in alkanes. But whereas in alkenes, due to the unhybridized orbital, there is side-on or lateral overlapping to form a loosely held electrons pi bonding, right? And here the carbon-carbon bond length in alkenes is shorter than alkanes. For your sake, I am writing here carbon-carbon bond length is 134 picometers, whereas in this carbon-carbon bond length is 154 picometers. 134 and 154 picometers. Please make a note this one. This is 134 picometers and this is 154 picometers. Another difference is this undergoes sp2 hybridization and this undergoes the sp3 hybridization. And this has all sigma bonds, but whereas this has a pi bond. And due to this pi bond, this alkene will act as a nucleophile and therefore electrophiles. Electrophiles means need of electrons. Those species which are in need of electrons will attack onto the alkene. Therefore electrophilic addition reactions takes place mostly onto the alkene. Okay, now let us continue our class. Yesterday I have finished the physical properties of the alkenes. Now this is chemical properties of alkenes. Alkenes are actually considered to be the rich source of electrons, having more electrons in the form of pi bonds. Therefore, they participate under electrophilic addition reactions or addition reactions with electrophiles. What are electrophiles? Electrophile. Phile means loving, electron loving species. That means electron less species, or having this can be a nucleophiles. Nucleophile means electron rich species. Electronphile means electron deficient species. Electron deficient compounds or species are called as your electrophiles. Electron rich species or atoms or molecules or a group of atoms is called nucleophile. Therefore, some atoms or groups which don't have electrons will definitely go to the ones which are having more electrons, right? Similarly, the alkenes having more electrons will react with the addition reactions with this compounds having less electrons. Okay, so for this first reaction is, this is first reaction, under that is addition reaction to dihydrogen. Dihydrogen can be represented as H2, right? So any alkene, let me take simply ethene, on reaction with catalyst like platinum, palladium in the presence of H2 can be converted into ethane. here ethene on reduction. Ethene on, may I call this is reduction because addition of hydrogens is reduction, or hydrogenation. I call this one as hydrogenation reaction. And ethane I am getting. Actually, the same reaction we have also discussed for the alkanes preparation, where same reaction, ethene, palladium, platinum onto the carbon catalyst, and H2 will give you ethane. We want alkanes preparation, right? So onto the product side, alkanes should be there. Therefore, we have done. Now, in this chemical properties we are discussing, therefore, alkenes with some reagents, what is happening we are writing. Both exactly reaction is same. You have to use it by situation. Then second one will be addition of halogens. What are halogens? X2. X can be here fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Generally, fluorine we won't consider because it is more reactive, more different than your other halogens, right? So addition of X2. X2 means Cl2, Br2, I2, like that. You can imagine. Then now this CH2 only I can take, same ethene. Let me take CH2, CH2 can react with bromine. Bromine can be written as Br. Simple Br won't available. Its molecularity is Br2. Br2 only available. Hydrogen, H2 only available. Oxygen, O2 is available. Nitrogen, N3 only available. Right? These are the molecularity they have, right? X2 halogens. Metals can be singly available. Sodium metal, silver, gold. We call them. They can be like this, right? Okay. So here bromine on reaction with this, what it is forming? It is forming the CH2, Br. What is the name for this? Name of this compound can be 1,2-dibromo ethane. Actually, I can also write this simple mechanism how to imagine this, but please don't practice this. You should not write in the real exam or notebook. Simply for your sake I am writing. For example, if CH2 is there, may I write the double bond as 2 electrons like this? And bromine, instead of writing a bond, may I write like this? See, this is my CH2. And this is my bromine, Br2. Here, this electron I have written because a pi bond is formed by 2 electrons only. Na? So, instead of a bond, I can write like this electrons, radicals. Or this bond, instead of this bond representation, I also can write Br radical, right? Actually, they are very near. That is indicates the bond. Actually, species will be like this only. For our understanding sake, we will write these bonds. So, what happened is, when it is reacted, this bromine will add to this CH2. Similarly, this Br will add on to this CH2. Then finally, this electron and this electron will combine to form a bond, isn't it? So this will form a bond. First CH2 and CH2. May I write this bromine radical which is reacting, and a bromine. This electron combined to form a bond. So like this. And now this electron and this electron combined to another bond like this. Though I am explaining to you like this, we should not write. It is understood. A bond will break and this attacks to this and this attacks to this. Right. Then same one. Third reaction. Addition of hydrogen halide. May I write HX? Hydrogen halide is HX. Right. So, HX addition in alkenes, they have more reactivity of HX addition. The reactivity order will be iodine HI will react faster than HBr than my HCl, because X can be fluorine, bromine, bromine, iodine, right? Then in this, it is also an example of electrophilic addition reaction. And here, if a symmetrical alkene is there, symmetrical means having two similar groups on both sides of the double bond. So this olefinic carbon has two hydrogens. This olefinic carbon also has two hydrogens. I call it is symmetrical double bond. Symmetrical double bond. So if a symmetrical double bond is there, in this, no problem. Addition can be simple. For example, HBr I take. Bromine can be written this side or H can be this side, anyway. So just simply again break this one radical and break this pi electron, add to this. Same explanation to the previous what I have explained to you. So one hydrogen, if it is added on to this, it will become CH3. So let me write CH3 and CH2Br. This is addition, hydrohalogenation also I can call. Actually, these all reactions you have seen in the in the preparation of alkenes, where another example I can take butene, CH3, CH, double bond, CH and CH3, addition of HBr. See here, this olefinic carbon has one hydrogen and one CH3. This olefinic carbon also has one hydrogen and one CH3. So this is also a symmetrical double bond, right? Then H can be added on to this and Br can be added on to this, or vice versa. Both can be same. So CH3. So if CH2H is added to this one, then it will become CH2 and it will become single bond, and my CHBr, CH3. Actually no space here. CHBr, CH3. Or you can also write line structure 1, 2, 3 like this. This CH3 is attached to C, right? Br as a substituent. So this name is 2-bromo-butane. Then in another way, addition to unsymmetrical alkene. What are unsymmetrical alkenes? Unsymmetrical means onto the olefinic carbons. If two different groups are present, I call it to be unsymmetrical alkenes. See here, this olefinic carbon has one hydrogen, whereas this carbon has two hydrogens. This is 1-propene. And this I call as unsymmetrical alkene. So to this, HBr addition is of two types. That means two different products you will get. Hydrogen first, if it is added to first carbon, what is the product? CH3, CHBr and CH3. Because if hydrogen is added to first carbon, Br will be added to second carbon. And if reverse, CH3, CH2 and CH2Br. IUPAC names of these compounds is 2-bromo-propane. And for this is 1-bromo-propane. Then which is major quantity and why is the major quantity? So this compound, the first one is considered to be the major product. Major means in large quantities. This is minor product. Minor is formed in less quantity. So how can you decide major and minor product? How to write which compound should be written as the major and which compound should be written as the minor. So this, for this sake, we will get a help from Markovnikov rules. Markovnikov's rules. So they said, according to Markovnikov, if an unsymmetrical alkene is present and to that HBr addition takes place in such a way that negative part, because in this if you see, this is a polar compound because this is delta positive compound and this is delta negative. Delta I represent, still bond is there. Delta negative why? Because it is halogen, it is more electronegative, it withdraws the electrons towards it. This is your inductive effect, right? To the covalent bond, electrons are withdrawn towards it even though it is in the bond. Therefore, I call it to be delta negative. So, this negative part of the addendum should be added on to the olefinic carbon having less number of hydrogens. See, this olefinic carbon has less. How to decide which is major and which is minor? For that, Markovnikov has given a rule. That rule says that, it states that the addition to unsymmetrical alkene takes place in such a way that the negative part of the addendum means addition, adding molecule, gets attached to olefinic carbon having less hydrogens. Then we can decide. So that's why we decided here that this 2-bromopropane is the major, then this is the minor, because the negative part is added on to the second carbon. So here is the bromine attached. Therefore, this is the major, means formed in large quantities. This is the minor. So how it is? So for this unsymmetrical alkene, unsymmetrical means unsymmetrical alkene is the one in which olefinic carbons have different number of hydrogens or group of atoms attached to it. Therefore, for here olefinic carbon, if you see 2 hydrogens, here 1. Therefore, this is called as your unsymmetrical alkene. When unsymmetrical alkene reacts with HBr, it forms 2 different products, and that different products in different quantity. One is formed as the major and one is formed as the minor quantity, less quantity. So, in order to understand the mechanism of this, why this is forming as the major, why it is forming only minor, we need to go through the mechanism. We need to understand the mechanism to justify which is major, which is minor, and why. Right? So, let us see the mechanism of this. So, first, this alkene, CH3. Alkene, due to having loosely held excess pi electrons, it acts as electron rich center, right? Therefore, this alkene attacks onto the H plus produced from the HBr, because HBr I am taking here. So HBr, you can imagine, through inductive bond, this bromine, due to its electronegativity, halogens are electronegative. Therefore, it withdraws the electron towards it. Therefore, it bears a charge delta negative. As it is taking the negative charge, this H gives off its whole electron and forms delta positive. When you have to write delta positive, delta negative, when still the bond is exists. For example, sodium chloride, Na plus Cl minus you write. But this, if it breaks, I can write H plus and Br minus. And in this, you can imagine, so I am writing for your sake. This double bond I remove the double bond. This is electrophilic addition. That means this double bond acts as a nucleophile and attacks onto the electrophilic center of this reagent. What is the electrophilic center of this reagent? This one. Again I say nucleophile means electron rich. Nucleophile means electron rich center. Electrophile means electron deficient center. Electron deficient is electrophile. So wherever you get the positive charge, that is the electrophile. Therefore here H plus will be the electrophile. So in order to take this H plus, I will write the polarization of this double bond. See, double bond CH2. Here I am removing this double bond and writing the 2 electron towards 1 carbon. For example, if 2 electrons are taken up by this carbon, for example, if I remove a bond, I can write negative charge, right? Because these 2 electrons will be taken, for example, imagine that taken up by this carbon. Then what happened to this carbon? Look at the valency, 1, 2 and 1 hydrogen, 3, only 3 valency. Therefore, this carbon bears a positive charge. Please make a note. Due to taking 2 electrons of the pi bond, this carbon bears negative charge, whereas this carbon has lost its electron. Therefore, it forms a positive charge. Similarly, there is another way that this carbon can gain the negative charge and this carbon can gain the positive charge. So this carbon, if pulls electron towards it, it can gain the negative charge, and if this is losing, therefore it can form the positive. Please make a note, this actually we should not write. Keep in your mind, but for your sake I am representing here. So if this is happening, now as I said, H plus from this reagent can be attacked first to the reagent, to my alkene. So my unsymmetrical alkene. So H plus addition should be taking place because H plus is an electrophile and my alkene is a nucleophile. Electrophilic addition. Therefore H plus should add first. So definitely a negative charge will add on to the positive charge, right? Therefore this will attack onto this positive charge and forms CH3, CH with positive charge, and may I write directly CH3 instead of writing CH2H, because this H adds on to it, CH3 I can write, and already a positive charge is there onto the second carbon. Therefore let me write the positive charge as it is, and this species is called as carbocation. Carbocation. But which carbocation? We know primary, secondary, tertiary carbons, right? So this carbon is attached to 2 more carbons on adjacent and it is carbocation. So carbon is attached to 2 more carbons. I say it as secondary carbocation. It is the secondary carbocation. Whereas a similar reaction or attack takes place to this one, because H plus it can be generated because HBr is an acid, therefore H plus can be easily generated, right? So H plus it is there. Then who will attack here? My negative charge should attack. Always you have to represent the arrow from electron rich center to electron deficient. That means anion to cation only. I should not show this attacks onto this. It will be wrong. Anion will attack onto the cation. Right? It gives electrons to this to form a bond. Thereby, what is the formation here? CH3. May I write CH2 directly? Yes. CH2 and this CH2 as it is. I am not disturbing this carbon having the positive charge. And now, I also can call this one also carbocation. Cation means positive charge. But which cation it is? This is primary carbocation. Why it is primary carbocation? Because this cationic this cationic carbon is attached to only one carbon. Therefore, this is called as primary carbocation. And this secondary carbocation is more stable than this primary carbocation. Less stable or not stable, I can write. It is more stable, therefore more quantity of this secondary carbocation, rate of formation of secondary carbocation will be more, right? Then here, this after electrophile has been added. Now, in order to neutralize this positive charge, my bromine minus will come now, because reagent also contains Br minus. So, here also attacks the Br minus. And Br minus here now attacks onto this carbon, whereas here this attacks onto this carbon. Therefore, you see, I will get here CH3, CH, and Br is attacking onto this carbon, therefore Br and my CH3 as it is. Similarly, here if you consider this bromine is attached to first carbon, right? So let me write directly propane like structure, CH3, CH2, CH2, and here is my Br. Now, if you see, this is my 2-bromo propane, whereas this is 1-bromo propane. Now, as already said, 1-bromo propane is formed as the minor, 2-bromo propane is formed as the major. Now, we can justify why it is major, why it is minor, because this is forming from the less stable carbocation and this is forming from the more stable carbocation. More stable, rate of formation will be more. Less stable, rate of formation is less. For your sake, I can convey like this. If 100 grams is taken this and maybe around 80-90% of this secondary carbocation is formed, thereby reacts with bromine and form this product. But whereas only few of the molecules only form this and leads to this product. Therefore, it is considered to be the minor and this is the major.